Release the mussel, like so. Today, it's all about oysters. Oysters are delicious. They are a little pricey, but there's so many ways to enjoy them. You can bake them, you can grill them, and of course, you can eat them raw. So, how do you pick out an oyster? First off, you want to make sure they're nicely sealed, nicely closed. If they're open, chances are they're dead. And take a whiff. Should smell like the sea. Doesn't have that fishy stench at all. And they're always on ice. They're probably dead if they're not on ice. You want them to be super cold, and they're kind of heavy. There's a weight to them. In the United States, there's generally two oceans that the oysters come from, the Atlantic and the Pacific. These are from the Atlantic, and these are from Cape Cod. They're called moonrise. Kind of fancy. All right, let's pop one of these babies open. First off, you need the right equipment. I have two knives here. You can get this at the fishmonger. This is a clam knife, not to be confused with an oyster knife. With the clam knife, it does not have a point, but there is a sharp edge. So don't touch it like this, otherwise you're gonna slice your finger. It's really important, but we'll get to that next time. This is an oyster knife. No sharp edges, just a point. And then, all you need is just a good, clean, dry dish towel. You don't need that fancy glove. I'm gonna show you a safe way. You're gonna cover it first, and there is a point here. You're gonna wiggle. Make sure you get a good grip and you're protecting your hand, kind of like this. Cradle the baby. Pop it open a little. When it breaks up into little fragments such as these, this is just the calcium buildup. Totally normal. You can rinse it off so it doesn't get into the flesh of the oyster. Continue to wiggle. And then you put that little point in, and it's all about leverage. Pop. There it goes. So now that it's open, like so, you want to make sure you take the blade of your knife and break down that muscle. That little thing holds it together. But once you scrape it off, it's ready to go. If you want to be extra nice to your guests, or you're wondering how some places when you're eating oysters on the half, you could just slurp it, well, they released it for you. So take the edge of your knife. There's another muscle here. Actually, it's the same muscle. It's just hanging on to dear life for both sides. You want to remove it, and you want to make sure you don't lose all that liqueur. That is just oyster liqueur. It's natural, and it's really delicious. So you're going to put that in there, and there you have it.
Viv, what do you do with the shells afterwards?
That's a great question. Sarah was like, what do you do with all those shells? Well, people make jewelry out of them. They're really pretty. And actually right here in Chelsea Market, we have a recycle program. They come and collect all the shells and they bring it to a harbor nearby, and they actually help make little baby oysters that we get to eat. Let's talk about toppings. When you have oysters on the half, they're usually served with horseradish, cocktail sauce, and mignonette. What is this fancy term, mignonette? It's basically a vinegar base with some chopped up shallot and some freshly ground pepper. That's it, mignonette. It's French, they're always fancy. You also get some hot sauce and some lemon wedges and some crackers. I actually like to eat mine plain and nude because I like to taste the flavor. It really is like wine. Depending on where it grows, it has different properties. This one is probably gonna be salty. It's colder, it's definitely salty, and it's briny. Sarah likes them a little more sweet and more mellow. I like this one. I'm gonna give it a try. No pearls. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys found this to be interesting. And don't forget, the world is your oyster.